Hello. No, my internet didn't drop. I've been connected the whole time. My CPU, my PC was working fine. That's why I think it's something on the Restream side of things. Maybe they cut me off or something. I'm on the free. This is the other thing. I'm on the free account with them because I'm only streaming to 2 destinations and using RTMP. So maybe they're like, hey, this guy reached the limit. I don't know. So that's why I thought. But then also OBS showed the bitrate at 0. Which I don't know why that would happen. Again, everything's fine. There's no indication for it to not be okay. Everything's stable, or was stable. So, all right, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see. I am not like. I feel like these are signs that, like, Brian, you shouldn't stream. You shouldn't be a streamer. What do you think, chat? Is it a sign? I thought I had posted in here. Well. Oh yeah, stream notes. Yeah, see? I used to do this. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Roy, for welcoming me back. Rambling says, if they cut you off, then OBS didn't have anywhere to send data. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe something got sent to OBS to be like, hey, it made it go to 0. I don't know. Like from Restream in response to the stream going out to Restream. I don't know. So yeah, I used to those stream notes. What we were talking about was the stream note taker project, which is this repo. I forget who brought it up. Who was it? Latjor, maybe? Yeah, it was Latjor. And the reason I used to use it and run it as a separate process is to generate this type of stuff. But I fell out of practice of doing that kind of stuff. But yeah. So there's that. Look at young Brian up there, that young buck. What are we working on in here? Testing a new feature in a Node.js app. Slopper stopper. Oh, that's my dog's water bowl. Chair, bower appearance. Why were these goals, Brian? We were working on the stream note taker. That's interesting too. How to and like, I'm glad that we used to do this. Why don't I do this anymore? Is it me or is the mic funky? Uh-oh. A check 1, 2, 3. I think it's you. I'm watching the stream on a separate laptop and it sounded fine. Captain Mythic. What would I do with my Friday evenings if you didn't stream Rambling? Oh, thank you, Rambling Geek. What's oh no? FBI, open up! Hello? I don't know what the heck is going on here. Do I keep freezing up? Maybe stop using Restream? Maybe. Might have to. All right, let's get into it. Not delay this any further. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing there? And here. Hello? Oh, now you're gonna go quiet on me, chair? We're gonna co-stream now? Is that what we're doing? Okay. All right. Guess that's what we're gonna do. Chair even brought his own mic, yeah. Chair, I'm gonna move your camera though. All right, bud. Cause like us crammed together like that, I'm gonna move you over. Okay. There we go. Just don't block the code too much, okay? Try not to block the code. Alright, you are getting chair. You're just not going to hear anything from chair. Is that okay? Does that work? I'm going to close that. I don't think I've seen that chair rock like that. No? Double chair. Double the pleasure, double the fun, double chair gum. All right. All right. So last we left off, okay? And we're really going to be mostly working probably in GitHub here. Last we left off was we pushed changes to the repository for this extension. We need to get it deployed. So what I want to do is I want to get continuous integration, continuous deployment rolling on this project so that I can, whenever I merge changes into the main branch, so not in vnext, but the main branch here. That's our production branch. Vnext is like our dev branch. I was following the same pattern that like, excuse me, the VS Code team follows. They have like a vnext branch. In fact, let's take a look at that. github.com/microsoft/VS Code. They have a main branch, but they usually work off vnext. Oh. Did they stop that pattern then? Wow. It's not even in, or maybe, oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Which is kind of silly of me. VS Code docs. They have a vnext. Yeah. So I'm following a I don't even know why I did this. I thought that the VS Code team was actually, like the VS Code software code, was following this pattern. Vnext is like the next version of VS Code, and then when that's done and ready, they merge it into the main one, which is the default. I don't know. I'm silly. The other thing that's silly about what I'm doing is vnext is set as the default. Oh, that's the wrong. Where are we? Vnext is set as my default branch. I think I should just switch it to. I should just rename that to dev, and this is like main is prod. In fact, let's do that now. I don't think I should have, because I don't have any CI/CD kind of hooked into this, other than I do have some, right? Because that PR has some checks that get run on it. I might have to update that stuff too as a result of this. So let's change them, and then we'll go look at those. So default branch is going to be, I don't want to rename it. Switch to another branch. Main. Update. Change your default branch can have unintended consequences that can affect new pull requests and clones. Yes. I gotta ask, how do you like your Herman Miller Aeron? I'm debating on buying one. I absolutely love it, Sean. I know it's a very steep price, but if you work, and I know you work from home, I think like 100%, right? So if you work from home, it's like 1,000% worth the return on investment for one. Two, I remember though, the one thing that stood out, like when I first got it, my back actually hurt for a little while sitting in this, because I was sitting in such bad bad posture in my previous chairs, like typical from like Staples, Office Max kind of, fake leather type of chairs. And so switching into this, it took a little while for my body to adjust, and I feel much better since once it finally adjusted. So I definitely recommend a chair like this. However, there are other alternatives nowadays that are not as steep that I believe could be. I can't say for sure because I haven't experienced them myself, but I believe they could be just as impactful as a Herman Miller. One of the reasons why I like this one is because it's the mesh instead of any hard cloth, not hard, like closed off cloth. I like things being able to breathe and air, especially around my tush. Because otherwise, in like the past chairs that I've had, my buttocks would get pretty sweaty from sitting so long and not letting the air breathe behind there. A little TMI maybe, but listen, I'm gonna give you the full details and not hold back when it comes to my experience and review with this stuff. Yeah, I totally get that. Get those farts out. Exactly. The farts have nowhere to go if you don't have like a mesh seating. Exactly. Boom, boom, boom. So that's what's up. 60% remote. Okay, yeah. I mean, I still think it'd be worth it then if it's 60%. If it was like maybe one day a week or something like that, maybe not. But I don't know. You judge what's best for you in that situation. So, right, chair? Right? Do you agree? Of course he's gonna agree, right? Because he is a Herman Miller chair. However, there were some weird things going on with Herman Miller, and there's like a parent company. Anybody here like fans of Ludwig? Used to stream on Twitch, now streams over on YouTube. Ludwig had a video about like horrible bosses or something like that fairly recently, and the CEO of the combo company that Herman Miller is part of was like really unreasonable or something. Like they just said really off the wall stuff to their employees during like a company update that got recorded or something like that. Well, you've clearly got two, so maybe the second one needs a new home. Yeah. The CEO was inconsiderate to her employees. Yes, that's what it was, Nefron. That's what it was. So that would be my only reservation about right now Herman Miller. Other than that, prior to this recent incident, I've been a big fan of that. Oh, you got it, Ramlinky? Let me see. Yeah, this is exactly it. Yeah, this is the Herman Miller CEO. CEO's response to canceling employee bonuses but keeping her nearly $4 million bonus. Yeah. It's like fine up until like, well, we can watch it real quick and do like a live react momentarily here.
What can we do? What can we do? Some of them were nice and some of them were not so nice. So I'm going to address this head on. The most important thing we can do right now is focus on the things that we can control. None of us could have predicted COVID. None of us could have predicted supply chain. None of us could have predicted bank failures. But what we can do is stay in front of our customers, provide the best customer service we can, get our orders out our door, treat each other well, be kind, be respectful, focus on the future because it will be bright.
All pretty reasonable. Like it starts off fine, like pretty typical CEO kind of a address that they would have to, during a time like this, and nothing to really stand out or send off any red flags right now, right? So you're like, oh, okay, this is going like a typical all hands meeting, right?
It's not good to be in the situation we're in today, but we're not going to be here forever. It is going to get better. So
pretty uplifting,
Lead by example, treat people well, talk to them, be kind, and get after it.
Okay. That little bit, I mean, it was still uplifting, but then get after it. Okay. We're starting to get to a little aggressive.
Don't ask about what are we going to do if we don't get a bonus? Get the damn $26 million. Spend your time and your effort.
It's just like flip the switch right there, right? Like did a whole 180.
We can about the $26 million we need and not thinking about what you're going to do if we don't get a bonus. All right?
Somebody was having a bad day. Look at that pause. Look at the face I paused on. I didn't even mean to do that. It just happened to be paused right there. Somebody was having a bad day. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like something's like, there's probably other things that were irking her. You know, maybe something else happened in her personal life that like just put her in that mindset of, and then hearing more about people complaining about bonuses or something like that. But so like, you know, it happens to like, I don't really knock. Let's say like take out the full context.
It's about to start in 5,000 milliseconds.
Damn ads.
There's an ad running for 90.
We'll pause for a moment here real quick. Oh, I could snooze ads. Angry turtle face, last 3 digits. I can't unsee that now. Yeah, because you can see the strain in her neck looks like kind of like a turtle's neck, right? Oh, thanks for putting that imagery in my head. All right, I'm assuming we're all back from the ads here. So, this pause moment like is perfect. So, you know, taking the context out a little bit and just think on a human level, probably something's going on in her personal life or whatever that like led to her being in this type of mindset, and then this piled on, right? Where she's getting a lot of this feedback. There's maybe a lot of stress. I mean, there's probably a lot of stress. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be fair here to some extent, knowing that she's not really being fair, but still trying to be a human, right? Like, I'm trying to treat her like, you know, like I would treat anybody else, basically. You know what I'm saying? And be considerate of what could potentially be happening that's contributing to this all of a sudden switch flip that happened in the moment there, right? And, you know, she's CEO of a major company that's very well known and very well regarded, and they're not doing so well because of the current situation of things. So there's probably a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and, you know, but that's part of the job. Like, that's expected. I'm sure she expects that too. And, you know, it is what it is. But I'm saying that because any of us are going to have our moments. Hopefully they just happen in private and you let it go and you get over it and move on. And right. Unfortunately, this happened like during this meeting. Okay. Then you take into consideration the context of everything. And apparently this CEO is gets huge bonuses every year, and everybody else's bonuses are getting cut. So like, that's not really showing true leadership. But again, I'm not saying this like it's a good thing or an excuse. In all fairness, in her defense, a little bit, all CEOs, capitalism. I mean, it's the way this country operates. The companies in this country operates. It's not right. I don't agree with it. But I mean, calling out one CEO for this when there's plenty of them there's plenty others that are doing this too that probably have the same feelings that she's having when people are complaining about no bonuses for the rest of themselves. And I'm not saying, I'm not condoning. I'm just saying, like, we're all human too to some extent. Let's keep that in mind, right? So anyway, I'm just putting that out there. I don't, but like, this is
commitment for that. I would appreciate that.
It's like keeps going like fast and slow in terms of like, or the lever, right? It's like compassionate and like kind, and then like aggressive and like stern.
An old boss who said to me one time, you can visit Pity City, but you can't live there. So people, leave Pity City. Let's get it done. Thank you. Have a great day.
That's not a very comforting way to end it either. Oh, I didn't see that last part. I didn't see that last part before. What?
Fun. Thank you.
What's
Have
this?
a great day.
What was that? What was that? Anyway, That ending explosion hands, I didn't see that before. That took me by surprise. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. That's wild. Okay, so yeah, that's what happened. So now that we've had plenty of time on this tangent, their bonus is going up in smoke, just not hers. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Lacerated digits, like all that in mind. All I'm saying is, yes, we can pile on to this one CEO, but there's like plenty of other CEOs. Just the it's not really piling onto this and going after this one individual CEO is not really going to solve any problem. I mean, it highlights the problem, but I think if we really want to solve the problem, there's bigger areas that need to be focused on to address that in this country, in the US, which is where Herman Miller operates for the most part. All right. I digress. Is that fair what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's the point I'm getting at is I'm not defending her. I'm not defending this individual CEO. I'm just saying it's not uncommon here. And it's like, I don't know what benefit we get out of piling on one CEO about this problem. And I feel like our energy would be better put towards using this as further evidence to solve the bigger problem in this country. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm getting at. That's where my head's at with it. Emily says, yep, fair. Sean says, yeah, good to know. I wasn't aware it was the Herman Miller CEO. I saw the one where someone was like, I need to get rid of my dog to the CEO because of RTO. What's RTO? And the reaction was less than stellar. Oh, return to office. Oh, somebody would need to get rid of their dog because they can't care for their dog because they have to go to the office all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see that too. Like you said, there's a video of that, of a CEO reacting to that. I got a buddy that's been that just recently contacted, like he's like a manager, and his team typically before the pandemic was already working remotely. All right, we're gonna go on this tangent now even more too. Because I think we can knock out this deployment stuff before I have to end the stream today. My a buddy who's a manager, managing like a technical team of doing web development and stuff like that. They were working remotely prior to, like, partially, like it was always a hybrid situation prior to the pandemic. Then the pandemic happened and the entire company went remote. And now since the company's doing the RTO, return to office type of stuff, and it's starting to trend towards having to be in the office like every day of the week. Right, currently the situation is 3 days and 2 days remote. And they keep having meetings about how it's going, the return to office, like company-wide meetings apparently. And there's people that are just like sugarcoating it and trying to kiss brown nose basically the CEO on this decision of returning people to the office more and more. Because the CEO is like, of that generation, I don't know what in particular, but an older generation that's used to the old ways, traditional ways of operating and that kind of stuff and what have you. And I don't think this, and what my buddy who's a manager was feeling and seeing in these meetings is that there's people that are like either sugarcoating the situation or they're brown nosing and they just don't want to be say anything that's alternative to what the CEO is guiding them towards. And so he ended up emailing the CEO, and the CEO actually was very receptive. So, where was I going with that? I forget what it was. Oh, I guess I was sharing that as like a good situation that was happening, whereas like this situation that you were sharing, Sean, where somebody was sharing feedback about going to the office and why it's impacting them. Like my buddy like shared like more details on how the team operates and like why it's beneficial for them to be remote. They have people that are on the team that were hired fully remote anyway, so they're always going to be on some type of virtual call, Zoom, Skype, whatever the heck. I don't know what they use. So, yeah. What's up, Castadev? Welcome in. Happy to have you here. We got off on a tangent for anybody that's just tuning in. We got off on a tangent about Herman Miller, the CEO, and then return to office. So if you haven't seen it before, check it out. The Herman Miller CEO response to canceling employee bonuses, but yet they're taking on nearly $4 million bonus. So that's what happened there. Roy says, I hope you don't mind. It's EID. I have to be off. Hope you all have a great Friday. See you. Don't let this disturb your conversation. No, I don't mind, Roy. You know that about me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming whenever you can, and either you're lurking or you're chatting. You know, whatever works best for you. Use your time wisely. Like if you don't make if it makes more sense for you to be more productive, you know, and not have the stream on or something like that, you do you. The EID. EID? Mubarak. Yeah, I'm vaguely familiar with what you're talking about. Thank you for clarifying that, Sean and Roy. I don't mind at all either way, regardless of what the reasoning is. You know, you do you, Roy. I appreciate it though. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. Marcus says, I won't be returning to the office anytime soon unless they can give me a soundproof booth. Yeah. CBS News, Clearlink CEO video. James Clark with an E praises employee sold dog. I want to see that. This is the video? All right, let's react to that.
Remote work, a very short era.
Does it really qualify as an era?
I don't know that Vlad and I constantly debate this, and in this world, you know how
We have crossed the Rubicon. I think that there's a sense going forward that, look, for efficiencies and for
returning to the office full time.
Is this the video, Sean?
Well, we're seeing executives and we're seeing decision makers at companies be very cautious on how quickly they're moving towards.
Roy says, I was joking about how you read that. Oh, I'm sorry. Generally you spell it as aid? Okay. And you haven't, or you pronounce it as aid. Okay. Aid Mubarak? I haven't watched the video, only read the article. Okay. What does the article say? Oh, here's the video. We don't need to watch this one. On a company call, Clearlink CEO James Clark revealed a twisted company culture where one worker is even praised for selling their family dog to sacrifice more for the company.
I'm all in what we're doing here at Clearlink, and I want you to know it and feel it, because this is what we do.
Is it just me, or do all CEOs kind of talk like that? Do you see? I don't know how to describe it, but there's a certain cadence and like tone that even the other CEO we were looking at of Herman Miller. It's so wild.
Sacrificed, and those of you that are here have sacrificed greatly to be here as well. To be away from your family. I learned from one of our leaders
Thank you for the 2
that
long
this
months
just
of
became a
subscribing,
job.
Oblamo.
Oblamo, thank you so much for the 2 months. Appreciate that continued support. Why does that name not sound? Did you change your name from something else as well, Oblamo? TypeScript Tea Time says, hi there, and wait, it's Friday already? I feel like I joined your last stream only yesterday. Dang, the week flew by for you, though. That's good. TypeScript Tea Time. Media training, Ramblin' Geek? Yeah, I think so. No, it's always been Oblamo? My memory is failing me today. I'm sorry about that, but I appreciate that continued support. How are you? How's your Friday? Happy Friday. For the folks just tuning in, we're off on a tangent talking about return to office and CEOs and stuff going on in the current climate of the industry these days. I'll reimburse you on that for the shadow. Oh, it went through. Sorry about that, Roy. Should pause the shadow too, I guess.
This message went out and sold their family dog, which breaks my heart as someone who's been, at the head of the humanization of pets movement in other business.
The head of, what was that?
At the head of, went out and sold their family dog. Our leaders that in the midst of here, those of you that are here have sacrificed greatly to be here as well. To be away from your family. I learned from one of our leaders that in the midst of hearing this message, went out and sold their family dog, which breaks my heart as someone who's been, at the head of the humanization of pets movement in other
The head of humanization of pets movement. Has anyone ever heard that before?
businesses that we've built.
In the businesses that they've built. What does Clearlink do?
But truly, those are the sacrifices that are being made, and I honor you for those
Humanize them pets.
sacrifices and what is taking place here. That said, working hard at all, and it's unfair to the rest that are. Some have already quietly quit their positions, but are taking a paycheck. In 1 month this year alone, I got data that about 30 of you didn't even open or crack open laptops. And those are all remote employees, including their manager, for a whole month. How can that be in a company where we're doing our very best? And what does that say about it?
If that type of monitoring is happening, one, that's like super creepy and weird. And two, I wonder if they're doing that to me. Because there's times where I'm working on this computer and not that computer. So they could very well think that I'm not cracking open that laptop. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't thought about that. I literally, like, there'll be times where that laptop is not cracked open because I'm on this computer working, which is not a company monitored computer, because I can do that. That's just, wow. Oh, this is irking me. Types for Tea Time says anthropomorphic cats and dogs for everyone. Sean says, oh, it 100% is happening. Hey, monitors. Yeah, hey. Hey. I don't know why they would watch there. They could just watch my stream. Last story did. So he's basically admitting that he doesn't have his management team doing their jobs either. Yeah, like, what is that? That's a good point. Like that reflects on the leadership above too, right? Doesn't it? Or it's at least a factor into it. Maybe not the whole story. Green, what are we watching? It's so Sean shared or made mention and then found the video for us to check out. This CEO praised an employee, or essentially, like, not directly, but like indirectly praises an employee for having to sell their dog, get rid of their family dog because of the return to work policy that changed. And then he's going on now to talk about how they're tracking people and there's not enough people working. They're quietly quitting. Yeah. I thought most companies want you to use their device for security monitoring. Yeah, so like, but the type of stuff that I'm doing, Rambling Geek, like, I'm not working on, like, if I was an engineer within Sneak and working on like the products internally, yes, 100%. In fact, like, so, like, but when I'm creating content, I'm using this machine and stuff. You know what I mean? But like for instance, well, the big fix though is open source ish. No, it's not open source. It's internal. It's internal, but it can be open sourced. We're planning on open sourcing part of it, or at least that's the idea we have written down in our backlog. But that's not like, I don't know. That's a little bit of a gray area probably. There's nothing sensitive in that project. So I think we have flip-flopped back and forth on making that repo public. We had instances of it that was public too. It's something we need to revisit, me and Micah. Because the plan is to open source at least part of it. Like, the reason I say open source part of it is because a lot of it's very strictly tied to Sneak and the Sneak platform. And we were thinking, like, you open source it as, like, here's an event hackathon that you can, like, put together and track things. You know what I mean? That could be agnostic to whatever platform you might need to integrate with. You know what I'm saying? That's why. So, because, like, we use the Sneak API and stuff like that for the Big Fix app that we built. Anyway, so yeah, to kind of close that out, that's the situation I'm in. If I was just an engineer, though, I wouldn't really be doing my engineering work on this machine, because I would want to keep the sensitive information and keys and whatnot on my work laptop. So anything like that, like documents that we're working on, or blog posts or announcements that are internal, all that stays on that machine. What else do I keep on there? Obviously, passwords and stuff like that stay on that machine. I generally have like a good mental model and policy. You all know I'm super paranoid about this stuff too. So I hope that helps clarify, though, Rambling Geek. Marcus Voice Program is on Upwork. The only way you can get paid for hourly rate job is to be monitored with screenshots every so often, but clients I have generally never bothered to look, as they are happy with the work I do. That's wild. I didn't know that about Upwork. Thank you for sharing that insight, Marcus. Sean says, and the dog thing isn't even the worst thing, apparently. All right, yeah. So what does that say about us
as a company, and that they're still here? They're still employees.
Oh, Rex Roof. And also, what are your managers doing if you have employees that aren't working? Oh, I read that already, right? Lacerated Digit says the keystroke monitoring software at work sometimes crashes servers when we have to log in. Nice. Oh, that's wild.
None lost their jobs over this. That's, again, not to say that they weren't working at all, but those are not great indicators.
That's the name of it. The Miller Knoll. So there's some like Herman Miller and something Knoll combined forces. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, so this is interesting. He focuses his criticism, this guy here, Clark, not on issues related to the pay of employees, which might lead to them quietly quitting in the way that he thinks that they are or feels that they are through that monitoring, but rather on his perception of loyalty and work ethics among his workforce. I absolutely believe that the environment you work within is maybe not the sole factor, but a major significant factor into people's, I want to say morality, but not morality, like their eagerness to contribute, their motivation, and that type of stuff. So anyway, all right, I digress. That was a fun little tangent. People are generally competitive, so when they work as a team, they try harder. Yeah, morale. That's why morality, morale. The dog thing isn't even the worst thing, apparently. Read that. Marcus says people are generally competitive, so when they work as a team, they try harder. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to run and get lunch. Catch you later. All right, Sean, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out, man. All right, back to VS Code extension here. Let's get this done. So we changed the branch to main. I'm probably going to need to update now because of that the workflow stuff here. Code QL analysis branches. Yeah, we need to change that to... There's no main. I mean, no master anymore. There's main. Commit those changes. Yep. But there's other... Do that. Yeah, where are those builds coming from? Where'd they come from in the other PRs? Oh, that's not it. Build and test. Where is that workflow? All workflows. Why is there just the code QL one showing up in here? Right there. All right, that one is on. All All right, let's think about this. So now instead of my production branch being, what's up, Chris Jones? How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday. What's your win of the week if you got one to share? My production branch is going to be main. My development branch is going to be vNext. I think we want that to run on main. Save that. I guess, you know what it is? I haven't committed it to that main branch. That's why. What you building? Not building anything new, but probably, I believe you're familiar with the VS Code extension that we built, the Twitch highlighter. So we're getting that ready to be more robust and production ready in the sense of like when I merge changes into the main branch, it gets deployed to the marketplace. Yeah. So when a pull request is opened on vNext or main, it'll run the build and test on it. And if there's ever a push to main, then it'll run the build and test on that as well. I guess I don't really need it to run the build and test on push. I need to just be on pull requests. On pull requests to either of those branches, run build and test to let us know if it's mergeable. Like if it passes everything. I think that's fair. We run npm install and npm test. Okay. Fix CI branches used. Let's commit push that to fix off branch. That's what Tea Time says. Win of the week. My newish client trusts me in my decisions and provides a lot of support so I can do my job properly. You'll love to see it. That sounds like a healthy professional relationship you got there. TypeScript Tea Time, and glad to hear it. Thank you for sharing. Oh, I just turned that monitor off, I think. Come on. Did it unplug? Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So I think with that push, if we go back to this PR, oh, why is it running twice? Oh, no, it's not running twice. One is the code QL and one is that. All right, cool. So if we go back to the pull requests, come down here, everything should pass again. It was before. Something else we can get into this that I've done before on my github.com/clarkio/modern npm package is we can get semantic versioning in here. Go to my package JSON. The release branches main. We use semantic release. That's what we need. I think that will help us too. Maybe next week stream directly to Twitch. Why did it go down again, Rambling Geek? You're scaring me. Everything looks fine on my end. But maybe you're right, yeah. Ooh. Buffered? It got buffered? I'm seeing everything good. Everything's stable. The bitrate is stabilized for the past while. For like 2 seconds there? Okay. Uptime is only showing as 44 minutes for me. Yeah, we had one issue early, like 44 minutes ago, Chris Jones. So we add semantic release as a dev dependency. We'll do that in like a separate PR, I think. For now, let's get this sorted out. I'm just gonna squash and merge this because it shouldn't affect this stuff here. Delete that branch. Then back to the other pull requests. We need to Where did that get pushed into, though? Fudge. That was against Maine, wasn't it? This is where I'm mixing up things on my own here. Yeah, that was to Maine. Dang it. All right, so I need to pull origin Maine. No, I need that. All right, I don't have any. All right, get, check out V next. Get fetch to make sure we have everything like from Maine and everything. Get, check out Maine. Get pull. Then we're gonna go get, check out V next. And we're gonna say get rebase Maine.
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds.
Okay, we're rebasing, but we
There's
have
an ad running for 90.
merge conflicts. Description. Version. Incoming. So it's going to be main is incoming to V next. Current is main. Ah. Get rebase dash dash abort. All right, so get pull origin main into V next. All right, so that's what I expected. This is why I don't like doing rebase sometimes. All right, so what that should do, let's get status. If I do get push to V next, that'll grab what was in main into V next. Come on, it's just sitting there. Oh, all right. We need to make chair go away. Sorry, chair. Fatal. Could not read from remote repository. Connection timed out. Excuse me? Get status. Get push. There we go. That was weird. It's been just a network hiccup, maybe? I'm not on VPN or anything.
Mooks Pabuk says hello, Brian.
What's up, Muck?
How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you? What's your win of the week if you got one to share? So now I can check out fix auth. Now I'm going to say get pull origin V next into this. Let's exit that. Should be just the code QL stuff. We're going to say get push on that. And clear. All right, so that quick PR that we did into main, which was like a patch fix for the branch changes that we just did. We moved that into VNext, which VNext is going to be our development branch essentially. And then I have my development branch for the active feature I'm working on that I'm going to move into the dev branch. That's what the PR is currently against. It's fix auth into VNext and then VNext into main when we want to go to production. Okay, so what
Chris Jones says there are 10 types of people in the world.
Yeah?
Those who understand binary,
Yeah.
and those who don't.
Yeah, I got you. Because 10 in binary is 2. My soundboard's not working. Weird. I think we're all set there with all the GitHub action stuff. Bleeps work. Good to hear. You got buffer that time, Chris Jones? Has anybody else seen streaming buffered? Getting buffered? Green is saying it seems fine. But yeah, keep reporting them. I appreciate the feedback. I saw it. You saw it twice as well. Okay. All right, we might have to. When you get pushed? Oh, that's weird. Interesting. I wonder if that.
Shit, there goes the channel. Coding Garden just raided with 111 odd ones. Janice Q7 says the voice test 1010101.
Yo, CJ, got a raid and run. Have a good stream. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the raid. Awesome. I've been following along. I haven't been tuning in so much as I'd like, but awesome to see you doing that React course and sharing that. Lots of awesome stuff. And thank you again for the raid. Welcome in everybody from the Coding Garden. Happy to have you here. If you're new here, my name is Brian Clark. Go by Clarkio.
Thank you for the follow, Gogo Argo.
I appreciate that follow. Welcome in. Today was last day. Just finished. Okay, nice. Thanks for the heads up on that, Ched Dev. I'm looking forward to seeing the video come out for the course and stuff like that. Hello, Mr. Disa. We are now in the coding house. Yeah, buddy. What's up, VHark? Dr. Phantom, hello. Thank you all for joining in. Welcome in, Raiders. Happy to have you here. So I'm Clarkio. This is Shenanigan Show. I stream every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we typically, the agenda or the way the format works is we start off just chatting, doing what we call wins of the week, where everybody shares they reflect back on the past week to try and find something positive that happened so that we can just spread the good vibes in that regard. We're practicing our Freud and Freuda, if you're familiar with that word. There's all kinds of commands around that if you want to learn more about it and why we do it. So we start off that way. So we start off on the good foot for the stream. Then we play the Wordle and some word games a little bit. And then I get into the technical topic, which is when you all are joining right now. For today's stream, what I've been doing is working on this VS Code extension that allows you all in chat. It's something that I've built out before, but I'm trying to get a better release process put in place for it. But it allows you all in chat to send commands that will highlight lines of code in my editor in VS Code, so that you can better highlight and point out issues that you see or questions that you might have, and it helps the streamer not have to putz around trying to find exactly what file you were talking about and like what line to look at that the question is around. So that's what the extension is about. And so yeah, that's what I'm working on, basically like DevOps type of stuff today. So welcome in, happy to have you here. Catching up on chat. I see Hamster Boy, hi, hello. Thank you for being here. Acid Spark, good to see you. Welcome in. Anything else I missed in the chat there? Sequel Gordster, Coding Garden Raid. Appreciate that. Latjor coming in with the Coding Garden Raid too. And I think I'm all caught up there. 2-second pause again. Sorry about those technical issues that are going on, Rambley Geek. Hopefully it'll just stabilize on its own. I don't know that I can change anything on my end here in regards to that, other than stopping the restream and restarting the stream directly to Twitch. So, all right, folks. Well, I hope if any of that interests you, those of you that were part of the raid, you stick around. If not, have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. I'm going to continue on now. Twitch Gremlins working overtime. Yes, Latjor. Yeah, do that. Let's see if it stops. You want me to do that live, like right now? I'm not going to be able to do that without fully losing everything. Especially after a raid. I don't want to chance it, so I'm just going to leave it. Figure it out. We'll work through it. All right, so what I just did was we merged a quick patch change into the main branch. Then we pulled those changes back into the development branch, which is the VNext branch, and then also my current active development, the feature that I'm working on, or fix that I have rather, that branch, and we're going to be merging that in this PR, like a pirate right here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, and everything passed other than that little tidbit there, but I'm not too worried about that. So, double checking everything I have here. We bumped the version. Let's review one more time. Change that to where it's on the proper thingamabobs. I should probably put in the changed. We should update the release notes there in the change log. I'll get back to that. We got that fine. We bumped the version to 105. Bumped the TypeScript to 5. A little bit of TS ignore going on for just for the temporary. Fix that typo. And that was a typo. Node modules, plural. So I think we're good there. Let's just update that changelog real quick. Green, yeah. The finite singularity emote there. Love it. We changed branch names. We changed default branch. Change default branch to be main, Mayan main, to be used for production releases, and will continue to use vnext as the active development branch. Feature branches will still be used with PRs for them opened against vnext, and then when we're ready to push a new release, we'll open a PR from vnext to main. And that's going to be our workflow now. Just a little bit of tweaking there. Okay, so that's what changed in that. We didn't have a PR for that because I kind of just pushed that into main. Anything else that we changed? No, I think that should be good. So let's add that little thing there. I'm gonna say it's a chore. Include latest branch change details. Yep. All right. What that's gonna do is it's gonna trigger another. Oops, I clicked on the wrong button. And trigger another build. Or maybe not. If I refresh. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about that though. I'm going to say that. And again, double checking. We're going from fix auth to vnext. Squash and merge. And then we'll delete that branch. Okay. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say git checkout vnext. Pull. Should also prune a little bit to make sure, get rid of anything we don't need. And all right, next step, what I want to do is when I'm going to open up a PR. Actually, there is an active PR against from vnext to, yeah, it's version 105 right here. So I don't need to open up the PR. We're going to be like, this is to publish the next release. Update that comment there, right? And the next release is for version 105. And this is against vnext to main, which is right. Just double checking all that. Make sure the builds will pass on that. But before we do that, we'll double check what's fully changing here in these 20 files. Normally, I wouldn't have these big of a PR change. But all right, so we are adding that build and test CI pipeline. We should have a deploy one though, which is where I need to do some research. So to deploy a VS Code extension from GitHub Actions is what we're going to be looking to do. All right, so deploy or publish rather. Publish VS Code extension GitHub Actions. There's already a GitHub action built for it, huh? Just checking it out a little bit. GitHub action to publish a VS Code extension to open VSX registry or the Visual Studio Marketplace. Why not both, actually? All breaking changes of V1 are listed here. To use this GitHub action, just reference the action in your workflow file. All right, so basically we want on push to the branch main. We want to run this job. The following example shows a workflow that publishes an extension to the OpenVSX registry as well as to the Visual Studio Marketplace when a new tag is created. Is that how that typically works? I'm not used to doing tags. I guess I could tweak it to just say whenever there's a push to main. But do I want to start following that pattern? I wonder. What do you think, chat? Anybody familiar with that? Like doing tagging for versions and when there's a new version tag? I guess, how does that happen then? So people push to main and then they create a tag as a result of that action. And then when that tag is created, then it publishes the version. What's that workflow? GitHub publish workflow with tags. No, that's not what I'm thinking about. Workflow syntax. GitHub. Let's understand tagging a little bit. Yeah, tags versus releases. Maybe that's what I want. Why should I use tags versus releases? A tag is immutable, whereas you can create a branch named that. Tags are mainly used for future reference to the specific version of the project by tagging a commit. You can always use branches, of course, but if you change versions a lot, you'll end up with lots of unused or rarely used branches. Practically, tags are branches without branches anyway, just adding a way to reference a specific version of the project to reduce complexity. Types for T-Time says, do releases even exist in Git? I think releases are a GitHub feature, tags are Git inbuilt. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, what's this Git flow? I've seen that before. In 2020, you might not want to strictly follow Git flow. Git flow. Oh, multiple primary branches? No. A successful Git branching model. A possible network intrusion attempt has been detected. Oh, I'm getting packet loss detected. Please restart your modem. Oh, it might be my modem, Rambling Geek. And Chris. My network system is detecting packet loss. Alright, I'll look into that more later. Alright, I'm getting into the weeds of this. Let's back up. Let's back up. We don't need to worry about it. Let's just focus on, we'll take this and publish VS Code extension. That's just the same repo for that project, right? Yeah. Build, test, compile, push. Yeah, we're going to build, create the change log. That's nice. Ooh. Set up Git. We'll define a new release version. Ooh, okay. It's kind of cool to see. Yeah, I need to get that personal access token again. I think the one that I used to use is expired now. Alright, what does this do? Alright, so this is when a release is published. And then it publishes it like that. Interesting. Remley says that makes sense, yeah. Okay. We're gonna create, excuse me, create a new workflow. We're gonna create one of our own, unless it's in here too, right? VS Code. What? What? Nope. Alright, so set up workflow for yourself. Boom, boom. Deploy, let's say. Or not deploy, publish. VS Code. Publish. What do we want to call it? Naming is hard. We're gonna put the contents in here. And we're not gonna say on push tag star. We're gonna say on push branch, which same way I did that in here. Branches. We say main. We're gonna do deploy. All right, so we'll call it deploy. Deploy. Okay. We're gonna use Ubuntu latest node 16. Run npm CI. Publish. Open VSX. All right, so we can. How do you comment out in this? How do you do comments in the workflow? Oh, just a hash. Okay. We'll figure that VSX out later. All right, publish Visual Studio Marketplace. We're gonna use that VS Marketplace token. So let's learn again how we get that. I already have my own organization. I might have to do this off stream though. So bear with me, chat. I already have a publisher. Or upload your extension, you need to set the PAT option to the corresponding access token. Further, the registry URL must be set to that. Right, okay. Alright, let's see if I can log in here. Am I logged in? Okay. What is my organization? I need to go to dev.azure.com. So I go to dev.azure.com and then it redirects me to the portal. Nope. Getting a code. Oh, they emailed the code. Okay, I'm signed in. Okay. Personal access token. I really have to do this off stream here. All right. We want all accessible organizations. I got that. In a date. Okay. Scopes is custom. And then we want to go down to marketplace. Marketplace manage, yes. Okay, select create or save. Edit. Wait, where is it though? Maybe I create a new one. Where's the value of it? Let me try to create a new token. Custom date again. Marketplace. Another brief buffer just happened. Dang. I'm sorry. Why isn't this working? All right, because I'm not getting this marketplace now. That doesn't show up anymore. Show all. Oh, that's why. Show all scopes.
Thank you for the 22 long months of subscribing. Finite singularity.
Finite.
22.
22. Dang, man. Thank you so much for that continued support, Finite. Okay, now I have the token. I need to put it somewhere. Not on screen. Finite, thank you so much for that continued support. That's amazing. Appreciate you. How are you? What's your win of the week, man? Apparently I'm having buffers today. Lots of buffers going on. All right, we got a personal access token. Okay.
An ad is about to start in 5,000
And
milliseconds.
perfect timing. Yes.
There's an ad running for 90.
Great. So then we want a VS Marketplace token to be added. I gotta put that in the settings though somewhere. All right, so we're gonna commit this to. Actually, before we do that, let's go in here, go to settings. We need to create a new secret. Deploy keys. Secret and variables actions. I need to edit that and paste it in here, so I'm gonna have to hide my screen chat. Chair, still there, huh? Get out of here. All right, I'm updating the secret. GitHub mobile, like 2-factor code comes up. I entered that in. Okay. Now the thing is, the variable name is different than what they expect, so that's good because we're gonna take that. I can share my screen now. What's up, Pranav? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Finite's win of the week. I was on Learn with Jason yesterday, and it was off the hook amazing. I did see you mention that in one of the Discords. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I was super happy to see you share that and that opportunity for you. Two awesome people working together sounds great to me. So, congrats on that. Big time, big time. Did you get some cool stuff built out with Jason on there? Oh man, my head's itchy. You're working on like OBS effects and stuff like that with him, right? Oh, yeah, I want to go. Where's that? Copy that, and then I want to go over here, and I want to change this to be that. ESC pat. So now if I commit this change, this is into vNext. Where's it gonna put it to? Oh, it's in main. Create a new branch from this. No, I want to put it onto Schnikes. Well, I can copy this. Cancel those changes. Yeah. All right. If I go to the branch vNext and I try to do it, then that should be better. Create a new. Yeah, okay. Deploy YML. Paste the contents here. Now we're going to commit these to vNext. Commit directly to vNext branch. Yep. Sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen there, but before I was targeting the main branch. Like if you just go to actions, it's going to assume you're targeting the default branch. So I had to go into the code, switch to the vNext branch. It's weird that it's still defaulting to that. Maybe because it knows that I was doing that before. Then I went into the GitHub folder and I'm just manually creating a new file in workflows, which is what's going on right here. That's breaking though. Oh, that's breaking there. That should be fine. So we have build and test, build and test, build and test, and it won't do the deploy until we merge into main. Frank, hey Clarkio, you are in the screen. Well, not anymore. Yes. Good to see you, Frank. How are you? You have a win of the week to share with us? If not, no worries. Tea time. Very happy for you, Finite. Yes. Yep. We got 2 shaders, says Finite, working for him. It was a lot of fun. That's awesome. Yeah, Pranav, you have a win of the week that you'd like to share? If not, no worries. I believe you're familiar with it, but for anybody that maybe isn't familiar with the exclamation point, WOTW, or wins is a great video on it by Wizard of Stoke that explains why we do it. Frank says, you are my winner. Oh, thank you, Frank. Who caused that? Wow. How did that wow? Oh, maybe somebody's join sound effect is wow. Oh, now I gotta look at that. That kind of startled me. All right, while we're waiting for those builds to go through, what am I gonna do here? We're gonna sync those latest changes locally. Surviving the week was my win of the week. Kind of hectic one. Wishing next one to be a bit chill. All right, fair enough. Glad to hear that. I'm glad you survived it for now. And thank you for sharing. You know, that build is not actually gonna work because it has to create an artifact, right? Unless this whole thing does it for me. Publish VS Code extension. Does it? VS Code publish extension. GitHub action. That might just publish it. It won't build it, will it? You just gotta package it up. You gotta run another command before. Maybe they have details in here. Continuous integration, let's see. Azure pipelines, GitHub actions. You can configure GitHub actions and headless. No, we know that. GitHub actions automated publishing. Okay. Add a publish job to the pipeline that calls run deploy. Interesting. The if property tells the CI to run the publish step only in certain cases. Publish only if tests pass. Publish only if a tagged release build. Include if your build runs on multiple agents. So I guess VSCE publish will do it. All the steps that you need. Plus, I have a pre-publish that happens in the package JSON that will run the Webpack stuff, which I don't like. I want to move away from at some point. We will. But where's my package JSON? There's a pre-packaged script. Why does it always... I'm in a file. Script. Colon. Scripts. There we go. VS Code pre-published. This will run before it publishes. Do you even need all those tabs? Ayush says. No. Yanni says the Frank good one. Yeah. Where is it going to? It's going to the VS Code marketplace so that you can install it in your VS Code and use it. I'll show you in a second once we get it deployed here. We don't need that open anymore. All right, everything went through in that regard. So here's the thing. If we merge this pull request, version 5, or 105 rather, we should see it publish. We should see it publish. Let's do it. Send it. so now if we come over here, go to main. Oh, version 5 went through. That's the CI pipeline. Where's deploy? It didn't run. View runs. It didn't run. So I have on push branches main. Maybe because that was the push to main that caused that. Can I make it run? I wonder. Like if I just nudge it. Is there anything in here I should change to nudge it? We could update that. So what I can do is come in here and build and test. Create status badge. Copy status badge. Go back to the code. Edit the README. Preview the changes. Build and test is now passing and showing correctly. Commit directly to main. Bypass rules. Yeah, buddy. Do it. All right, now. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works, chat. I've seen wrong code passing through machine test successfully. Yeah, that can happen. Especially in a little project like this, right? Nothing like watching a build run, right, chat? Ooh, oh. Okay. Oh, did it go? Is the question. All right, let's look at the marketplace extensions. We're gonna search for Twitch. VS Code highlighter. It might take a minute. Hey, what's up, Wasabi Dev? Happy Friday to you as well. How's it going? Last commit a minute ago. It just might take a minute to reflect here. I wonder... Who's there? Oh, hold on a second, honey. What's that? Love you too. Mrs. Clarkio went and picked up the kids early today. I think sometimes it just takes a little bit to propagate out to here. I mean, latest update it shows today. What, honey? I'll be right there. I'm gonna come say hi. I'll be right there. I'll be right back, chat. Let me know if you see the new version. I wonder if it's in the extension marketplace. Let's look at that real quick. And then I'll go say hi to them. This says 105. It says it here. I think it just takes a little while to show up in the marketplace. So it worked. All right, I'll be right back, chat. Your boy got a cookie. Yeah. All right, so it's out. So what's good about that, for a number of reasons. Like, one, let's test it. All right, it's working. So you all can like highlight my code right now if you want. That should work again. Go ahead and try highlighting codes or lines of code. So you can do exclamation point line and let's say like 14, or you can do multiple, let's say 14 to 16. Oops. I'm typing in the wrong spot. There you go. Frank's highlight everything. Rambling, that doesn't work, Frank. Rambling Geek got line 14, and I can hover over and I can see it was from Rambling Geek over on Twitch. Pranav got line 9, and that's how the extension works. One through 50. Can you pick a color? Not right now. It's a configuration setting right now. Only works in VS Code, right? Says Rambling Geek. Yes, only VS Code right now. How do you remove the line highlighting? Like if you fat finger a number, you put an exclamation point in front of the line number that you did. You can't remove other people's, only yours. Wasabi Dev, Nafron. So that's a bit of a interesting scenario there, because multiple people highlighted the same line. It removed Nafrons, but Wasabis are still there, so it looks like it didn't work, but it did. Wasabi, it shows, I think you highlighted it twice, so try doing the unhighlight one more time. There you go. That time that worked. I've got a great QA team. Yes, Nafron, you all are fantastic. Twitch chat. But yeah, Frank, that's pretty good. So chat can help to find a bug that you missed. Exactly, right? So like maybe there's somebody that's better at GitHub Actions pipeline creation and syntax and whatnot. Somebody can point out like, hey, you actually should indent here, or I don't know, something like that. And so a lot of times what would happen in the past, especially, is I'd be working on something and people in chat would be like, oh, you did this wrong or something like that. And then there'd be like a back and forth of me saying, oh, do you mean over here? And then they explain more and give more context. And then I try something else based on that context. And they're like, no, I meant over here. You're not understanding me, right? This helps pinpoint a bit more quickly and efficiently than having to communicate over text and voice. Text one way and voice another way, right? So that was the idea behind this extension, which is quite old now, actually. It was first released in 2019, so 4 years old now. And it's showing 105 on the website now, version 105. All right, so with that in mind, what sparked this whole situation was there was an issue right here. This is not resolved yet, so let's see. At JavaTech World, at Eye of the Tiger, or Eye of the Night. I'm thinking the song Eye of the Tiger. And anyone else was still experiencing an issue while signing in to this to your Twitch account with this extension. We just released a new version 1.0.5 that should help with this further. Could you give it a try and let me know if things are working better for you? Please note it is probably best to first sign out of the extension. Alright, how do we do it again? Command palette, Control-Shift P, Twitch, highlighter, sign out. Let's take a little shot of that, a little snag. By opening the command palette, spell palette, and searching for Twitch colon sign out, right? That's what it was. Let's see what the picture looks like real quick. Sign out of Twitch highlighter, sign out. Sign out of Twitch. See image below for reference. Alright, please note it is probably best to first sign out of the extension by opening the command palette, searching for that and selecting it, I should say. And selecting sign out by pressing your enter key. I like to be your enter key. Alright, hopefully folks will that are reporting this will see that, and then we can close this issue out. For reference, This is the most recent set of changes that have been deployed to help with all this. What was the most recent PR? Little open source work on a Friday, folks. $165. Pound 165. All right. And that was everything I was hoping to accomplish for today. We have some other things technical. Somebody who's frequented the stream before too as well has contributed to some of this here. We need to replace request dependency. Request is officially deprecated as outlined by the... My vote is on Axios. Just double check and doing a little housekeeping on this. Oh yeah, so this person was asking about publishing to OpenVSX. We could potentially do that. What we can do is, well, I don't want it to publish a new version. I'm trying to think how we could do this without triggering that existing workflow GitHub action, this one. Because if we push... If we push a commit uncommenting this, it's also going to try doing this one. But I think this one will just fail. And maybe that one will work. Give that a shot. Let's go get... create an Eclipse account, log in and sign the publisher agreement, create an access token. All right, I'll start doing that off stream. I don't want to sign up for something on stream. All right, no way that was 2019. Yeah, Remley Geek. Next step, we use !cursor 12:6 to set the cursor position. I like that idea. Would you mind TypeScript tea time adding that as like a feature request on the repo? As it like as an open issue? Is that okay? Is that okay with you? That way you get credit for it. Or if it's easier, I could just do it. It's up to you. Locust says next step: allow chat to write your code. Kappa. Allow just Chat GPT, right? TypeScript tea time says sure. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sure, as in you're gonna open it, or sure as in you want me to. And I think I'm all caught up on chat now. Yep. You can do it? Okay, thanks, TypeScript tea time. Appreciate it. All right, folks. On that note, then, let's recap what we did. Are you planning to check the VS Code Day event? I am. Although I forget when it is. When is VS Code Day? It's soon, right? Like next week? April 26th. Yeah, next week. Do you have any part in it, Frank? Are you going to be helping them out? Anything like that? A lot of friendly names, folks that we know. Excited to see that. Are they going to have a host? It's Olivia and Dawn Wages, it looks like, might be hosting, right? You do a pre-event on the 24th? Nice. Just looking at the website. For folks that don't know, here's a link to what Frank's talking about. But in French. Oh, nice. That's cool. VS Code Day. So, little fun fact for a little trip down memory lane. VS Code Day. This is going to be their what, third or fourth one? I was the host for their inaugural VS Code Day back when I was still working there. VS Code Day YouTube. Let's see. I probably have it on. I have a playlist on my YouTube. Your library. Back when clarkio was just a baby. I know, no beard or anything. Where's my playlists? My Microsoft videos. Don't.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, hi. I gotta show this. So in my Microsoft videos, it's some of my. I linked to some of my videos with you, Frank, on your show. From all around Azure.
Welcome in episode 46, where I'm with Brian Clark. So Brian is very well known in the Twitch universe, but I asked him a few questions to know him better.
So first, let's just.
Oh, I do have a beard
like,
there.
Very high level. You are a Microsoft.
There's that one. This is one that was like one of the coolest moments from my career, was doing this live review with Amanda Silver. I don't really want to watch it because it was
An
super.
ad is about to start in 5.
Oh man, an ad now.
There's an ad running for 90.
All right, let's wait a second. Where's my VS Code Day video though? Oh, that's I'm caught up to it. Right there. Yeah, with Amanda Silver. So it's super awkward beginning though, because there was no like, hey, we're live, go Brian, like as the host of this. So I was just like sitting there, and the camera's like swooping around and everything. It makes me cringe every time. But all right, we'll live through it really quick, okay?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
This is fun.
Shall we do this?
We shall.
Okay. I think they're.
It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. But we recover, and
Actually, it doesn't matter.
So what is this called that we're going to be doing?
and the audio. I don't know why the audio is so weird. Anyway, this was amazing to do. Once I knew we were live and like supposed to go, I was fine. But like that awkwardness at the beginning where I didn't know, there was no indication other than Amanda. Like somehow she knew. I didn't hear any like cue or anything. So anyway, not used to have a crew working with you, right? Exactly. I'm usually a one-man crew. So that was cool. But this is the VS Code Day I was talking about. An overnight success.
Profiling and testing. Welcome to VS Code Day.
Welcome to VS Code Day.
Welcome to VS Code.
You're talking about that last video. Did I not rehearse? Yes, Rambling Geek, there's literally no rehearsal. They were just like, hey, Brian, you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I do this stuff live all the time. and then they put me on, and I didn't get any. I don't think I got it. I'm like, I would not have behaved that way had I known, like, you're good to go, Brian, kick it off. You know what I mean? I mean, it was still early on in my career of doing that type of stuff. So sure, like I'm not going to be as experienced or well prepared like I might be today, but I definitely was experienced enough to know like, hey, you're good to go, kick this thing off, right? You probably missed the cue. Yeah, I think maybe I missed the cue. I needed like an action, like, yeah, a little clipper.
Welcome to VS Code Day.
Welcome to VS Code.
This was the very first VS Code Day 2 years ago. That says 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? All right, so that means this is the third VS Code Day that they're doing since it started.
Welcome to VS Code Day.
And welcome to VS Code Day.
2021, yeah, okay. Yep. Hello, and welcome to I almost missed the cue there, too. VS Code Day. We're so happy to have you here. Look at that full beard. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Brian Clark. I'm your host for the show today, this event, and I'm really excited for what we have in store for you all. a couple of house.
I
don't like the way I'm talking.
We
All right, I can't watch this. Anyway, you get the idea. Spotting a trend here. Yeah. So thanks for bringing me back down memory lane there, Frank. So yes, that was VS Code Day. That event is near and dear to my heart, having been part of the beginning of it, and looking forward to seeing what the team has to share and present. It's next week, April 26th, right? April 26th. So check it out. Highly recommend. If you're as much of a fan of VS Code as I am, you'll definitely like it. You'll get some value out of watching this stuff. So, all right. Well, on that note, we're gonna start wrapping up. We'll go raid somebody over on Twitch. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Appreciate you being here, hanging out. Whether you were chatting, you're lurking, you followed, you cheered, you subscribed, you danced along with me during the intro dance. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll be right back here. Next week is the plan. Same place, same time, which will be Friday the 28th. And then we're going to be in May already. April 28th, okay? 12:30 p.m. Eastern time right here. Twitch.tv/clarkio or youtube.com/clarkio. You can watch it on either one, especially the recording over there. I'll see you next time. Hope you have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. Think about your wins. Think about your wins. Peace out.